it's going up, so can't complain.
What's the next name?
Older.
Older.
Yeah. So now it's been good. But yeah, now we're back into the swing of the footy. Probably have to always a little bit more time in the week at home just to balance it out.
Yeah,
The
smart.
weekends get so busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you live again?
We're in Benton. So,
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
yeah, we were in Portland and we moved to Benton this year. But obviously leaving the area, only 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm meant to.
Oh, nice. I didn't realise you were meant home.
Yeah.
I was just assuming if you were working yesterday, you must be
Maybe sitting there and going from Aspinvale to mid home.
How do you live in France?
My wife's family from that way, so it makes sense. So we had to go to the Yeah, does you have some parents?
Yeah, so my mum and dad are both, and then like, a few aunties and uncles, jump out of the water.
I have to tell my wife always talks about the time we met you.
It's the second.
You've got that, don't have the earlier one that's...
Yeah, which there's a couple of changes, isn't there?
Yeah.
Welcome everyone to the 2026 AFL Diversity Games. We are here live from the Kennedy Community Centre, the beautiful new facilities out here in Hawthorn for the 2026 Indigenous Academy versus Multicultural Academy game. It's the boys matchup. It's a beautiful day as we can see the two teams just linking up together, having a quick little pre-game chat, talking about what all of this means. My name is Austin Kruger. Pleasure to be joined alongside you here on commentary live on the AFLPLAY YouTube chat page, as we're about 1 minute away from the first bounce. As we can see the captains merging together in the middle there. It's going to be the Multicultural Academy in the Black Guernseys this afternoon. And they've won the toss and will be going to the right of your dial, while the Indigenous Academy in the Blue Guernseys. I'd like to begin today by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Boonwurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to elders past and present. For those who are unaware of these academies, it features for the boys and girls. We'll support up to 25 players throughout the year with 2 high-performance football camps all throughout 2026. Of course, this is the first of the camps. They've touched down in Friday with it's been a big few days for them. They've done some activities together, some cultural sessions, getting to know each other. A few of these boys would have played in this game last year. And in addition to the camps, they also will receive year-long access to learning tools. So it's a fantastic fantastic by the AFL getting this up and running. It's going to be 4 by 20-minute quarters. As I said, there's going to be players from each state and territory represented, with some of the future stars that we'll be watching for years to come. And some big names. Unfortunately, there will be a couple of outs as well. Dougie Cochran and Jermaine Miller out of the Northern Knights won't be featuring for the Indigenous Academy. Jermaine Miller won the BOG last year, and Dougie Cochran, of course, a member of the National Academy. And Shanahan for the Multicultural Academy isn't going to be out there, but of course they'll still be helping, running waters and doing all the extras for the team. As I said, my name's Austin Gerke here live on the AFLPLAY YouTube channel. Make sure to share it around so we can get everyone tuning in here live at the Kennedy Community Centre. Just waiting for a couple of the footies to be kicked off the ground. A few of the boys must have left some down there. And a shout out to our field umpires today, Tom Janke, Caleb Bundrow and Angus Bunker-Smith. Of course, with plenty of new rule changes in 2026. It's going to be a little bit of a testing day for them as well, just trying to get the hang of it. As for myself here on commentary, it's been a few months, so apologies if I'm a bit rusty. As here we go. The umpire's going to throw this one up in the ruck for the Indigenous Academy. It's going to be thrown up and straight away, big crunching tackle. And a free kick awarded in the centre here at Dingley. Taking this kick will be George. Here's a bit of run and dash. I'm going to try and move it inside forward 50 and get a goal within the first 30 or so seconds. Smart little tap forward. Umpires found a free kick for a hold. And it's going to be a shot on goal directly in front of the big sticks here for Russell Carbine Pickett. So they got the centre clearance. Some good forward pressure. And Russell Carbine Pickett out of North Adelaide will line up directly in front to get a goal inside the first 60 seconds. Not too much of a breeze to speak of. It's a low ball. It's a little bit of a wobbler. Was it marked on the line? Either way, I believe it's going to be a goal. It certainly is. First of the afternoon. Going the way of the Indigenous Academy. Russell Carbine Pickett, as I said, out of North Adelaide. Had a good year for them last year. Only had the 5 games, but he kicked 11 goals at under 16 level over in the Sandful. There's plenty of Sandful representatives in the Indigenous Academy. They've got 5 players, a couple from the Central Districts, and then 1 each from West, South and North Adelaide. So it's Pilot in the ruck for the Indigenous Academy, going up against Corey Armu out of the Dandenong Stingrays, and it's going to be yet again the Indigenous Academy winning the hit out, looking to get another inside forward 50. Lawford just tapped that one in the Smiler direction, just trying to get his hands back on the football. Potentially a little bit of a hold, just trying to drag it back into the opponent. Desperately defending, as they haven't been able to get too much going thus far, the Multicultural lads. And the kick was under a lot of pressure, but well read on the football there from Mason Tamby. He was wrapped up immediately right in front of us. Broadcast side here at Dingley, the brand new facilities. As Armu just pushes his opponent out of it, grabs it out of the ruck, was dispossessed in the process. It was Jarvi Nario laid the tackle, a little bit unlucky, and then just streaming around was George, just lost the football. Here's Abdullah trying to get the first inside forward 50 for the Multicultural lads. A little bit of a falcon right there to Xavier Little. And Ash Prindable, the only representative out of Queensland for the Indigenous Academy, with the hack kick out of the pack, taken from Slade Law out of the Calder Cannons. A little bit of a dangerous ball into the centre here at Dingley, well picked up. And the pressure's just been immense thus far for the Indigenous Academy. These two teams did meet late last year. It was a fantastic contest out at a very dark evening at La Trobe University. It was the Multicultural Academy that won the contest by 10 points. And of course, we did have the girls match up last week here at Dingley. And the Multicultural Academy girls winning that one too. So the boys have got plenty to play for today for the Indigenous Academy, trying to get a win between the boys and girls because it's been some time, and they've got another mark inside forward 50, Thomas Bierman out of the Tassie Devils. course, with the Tassie Devils coming into the league in just a couple of years' time, I'm sure there'll be plenty of scouts watching on. It'll be a fair roost of the footy. It'll be just past 50 metres by the time he lets launch here, Thomas Bierman. He's also played some senior footy for Brighton. Looked okay initially. Not going to have the distance. Just being held up to the teeth of the square. And they're going to repel this one. I believe that was Roden there with the interception. Zemi's pilot. So just had basically all of the play in their forward half of the ground. Great vision and an excellent kick into the pocket. It's going to be Owen Campbell-Shields under the Northern Territory Academy. Going to be a tough shot, but did see them having a few shots from this particular pocket in the pre-game, and certainly within their range. One of 6 Northern Territory Academy players out there for the Indigenous boys comes in with the set shots, just going slightly across the face, going through for the first minor score of the afternoon, 117. Multicultural Academy yet to score. 5 minutes played here in the first. Quick kick out of the back line. As Tesliam just couldn't hold on to the mark, allowing Archie Devine, another one of those Tassie Devil players, to get the turnover. We'll get another opportunity though, Will Liam. Just being a little bit sloppy with their skills, but as I say that, he goes to the over-the-shoulder, no looker. As the boys in blue, pressure immense. Richmond laying the tackle, potentially a bit of a hold, has been everywhere here as pilot. Initial has been tapped over the line, so it must have been, I believe there was a free kick for a hold. So pilot with another disposal. It's going to be another interception here to Slade Law out of the Calder Cannons. Wonderful documentary on a couple of the Calder Cannons players on ABC last night. A fantastic watch. Urge everyone to give that a watch, of course, after this game, as Kravitz tried to get them going towards their forward 50, but Bierman with another mark, looking to move it very quickly, putting pace on the ball. Good one-on-one contest, but a slight tug onto the arm, resulting in a free kick. They're going to play on. Nearly ran into a little bit of trouble there, did George. Good pressure in defence here from Luwal. This would be an absolute goal-saving moment, but gives away the free kick. It was either Law or Luwal that gave it away. It's going to be Carbine Pickett yet again to have a shot. They've got the first of the afternoon. In a similar spot. A little bit of a tighter angle than the first shot. As he comes in looking for 2 goals. He's pumped up, and as they should be, the Indigenous Academy. Their 13-point lead. Just need to get something going out of the middle to the Multicultural Academy. Haven't really had an inside forward 50 as of yet. As I mentioned, the Indigenous Academy in the blue Guernseys to the left, as Armu's done well in the ruck contest. Getting the clearance is Kravitz out of the Oakley Chargers. A near perfect kick, just a little bit too much on it. It's the deepest they've had it so far in this game. And a good tackle there from Maslin Patrick. Northern Territory Academy member, plays for the Wanderers. This will be tossed back up in the forward pocket here for the Multicultural boys. Clearing kick from Xavier Little. Certainly wasn't anything little about that kick. He just goes for the big bomb down the line, but numbers here was going to be with the Multicultural lads, but just overcooked the hand pass and touch. Chase down tackle there from Tyrrell. Could be a bit of a sparker just to get them going here. We'll go for the LDL, long down the line, just slips out the back of the contest. Through hand numbers towards the middle. Goes for the double spin out of the pack there. Diz Naria has done quite well and has taken on a bit too much there in the tackle. They're going to take the advantage too. The Multicultural Academy be some kind of goal, but he's missed just to the right. It was Ahmed Abdallah, another one of those players from the Calder Cannons, just missing ever so slightly to the right. But the first score for the Multicultural side, down by 12 points with 11 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Dylan Mallard with Sharon in hand. A little bit too much on the kick. And here is one of the new rules of 2026 in the men's competition. One of my favourite umpire signals, the lasso. Of course, that rule has been in the AFLW. It's now been introduced for the men's coming into this year. Artie Surratt out of the Western Jets. With the free kick, well done on ground level from Mallard. Good pressure. Multicultural Academy just starting to control a bit of territory and holding the ball in their forward half of the ground. Can they get some reward for their effort? Here's Kravich. He's got a player inside forward 50, but it's a very long kick, allowing the Indigenous boys to get back and defend. Good tackle. They'll throw it up. 50 out. As we've just hit the halfway point of this first term. And again, wrapped up immediately. So Amu has had a long stint at the ruck. Won the tap, but his kick was just smothered. Well done there from Dorwish in the contest. Thought he may have been held on a touch, but just a few repeat stoppages in this area of the ground. Amu winning the tap, not to the advantage of his forward. Slight fumble from Kelly, allowing Multicultural Academy to go back inside forward 50. Did he quite have the football? Umpire says he does. Under pressure, just had to go through a hand there. Did little. And the old wobbler just hit the wrong side of the boot. And an opportunity for the first major of the afternoon for the Multicultural Academy. Artie Surratt plays for the Newport Power. Imagine he's going to go for the Bernardin or the check side, depending on which state you're from. As Surratt comes in and just missed to the right. Of course, I mentioned Surratt playing there for Newport. Their head coach, Ali Hamad, is also the head coach there down at Newport. The Multicultural Academy. He's been part of the program for 5 years. He's an excellent coach. He'll be leading them this afternoon. He's born in Lebanon. And it's his 15th year of coaching overall, so in safe hands with the Indigenous Academy, looking to transition this ball, and it's looking quite promising. Javi Naria out of the Swans district in WA playing on, putting himself and the team under a little bit of pressure. He goes for the corridor handball, hoping for the best. A little loopy one over the top towards Abdallah. He's smashed straight away into the turf. It's a fiery contest, as we expected. And it's going to be a bouncing ball inside forward 50. Can Coda Hawley get on the end of it? He certainly can. Can he shrug the tackle? He can't. Well done in defence. Kept his footing and will burst away. Just had to stop and prop for a second there. Did paper talk. And well done from Ola Leakin. Getting back and laying the tackle, stopping the Indigenous Academy from repelling that ball. As we'll throw it back up. We have had a change in the ruck. Slade Law. Deep one to the teeth of the square. Good body work. Is that going to be a stoppage or a holding the ball? It's going to be a stoppage. Yet again, getting some repeat entry here. The Multicultural Academy, no reward on the scoreboard as of yet. Can they break through for their first major? Well done in congestion. Maslin Patrick with the clearing kick. So no one in particular. It's going to be Clay Green. Back in boards to Tyrrell from 45 metres out, off one step towards goal. And there we go. What a fantastic shot on goal there from Tyrrell. Beautiful purchase. As I said, about one step, best part of 50 metres to really get them going and get some reward for their efforts after a bit of a slow start. Tyrrell's been one of their standouts, that's for certain. Caps off a lovely major. Plays his footy over for Mildura and Norwood. So one of those players close to the border. And certainly put that one on the highlight reel. 5 points the margin in favour of the Indigenous Academy. Javi Naria with another disposal. It was a nice handball in boards. Good attack. And a nice interception here from Mason Tamby, the South Australian lad. Just assessing the options. Goes to the short chip. Here's Tyrrell yet again. As they've found a little bit of space on the outer side. As they've just wrestled back the momentum well and truly here. Here's Eli Kravich. He's had a few disposals. Good kick back in boards. And then on the crumbs for 2 goals in the space of 60 seconds. Couldn't quite finish it off. It was Artie Sarat. Oh, beautiful work. Yeah, it was standing the mark and somehow still got the spoil. That's desperation football. As all the players collide in together here in the latter stage of this first term. Indigenous Academy kept a cool, calm head and were able to still get that rebound. And now they've got a little bit of grass in front of them. Owen Campbell-Shields with a picture-perfect kick. Well done finding Russell Carbine-Pickett, who got the first 2 goals of this game. Both set shots from about 20 metres out. He's got it 80 from home. Now with Prindable. 1-on-1 just outside the goal square. And yet again it was one from the defence there. Corey Armu has started in the ruck and now he's doing the dirty work. And there's a key back. Love to see it. Another disposal here for Kravich, just slipping through the hands though. And bursting away. Overcooked the handball just a touch. Can he paddle it forward towards his teammate? They've got an outnumbered situation. Well done from Naria. And that was beautifully worked out, but it just slipped out at the last second. And in defence, it's Tamby. He's been impenetrable so far. Roden, who's trying to take on Lawford. Had to utilise the handball option there in Gabe Giltro with a nice kick, finding Artie Sarat. And then just rushed it with that inboard ball. 3 minutes and change left here in the first term. Austin Kruger live on the AFLPLAY YouTube page. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching from. Law takes the mark, gives the fend off. A little bit of a spin as well. Could be a highlight play incoming. Surratt lost it initially. Well done in defence. Managed to get the spoil, keep it inboards, get the kick away. It was Lawford, but he does turn it over. A lovely kick there from Giltro. As we can all take a bit of a breath, as it's going to be the Multicultural Academy, Tavita Roden, lining up for the major. Been able to call him a couple of times throughout the Talent League and the Indigenous and Multicultural Academy game in 2025. A very exciting talent. Of course, he'll be eligible for Port Adelaide through his father, and he's an Essendon NGA prospect. Can the Multicultural Academy take the lead? No, they can't. Another minus score. So they've just been a tad inaccurate. Although several of those shots have been pretty difficult. Good vision, excellent kick. Finding Maslin Patrick. Plenty of time left to get another major. It is very warm out there, a bit of a muggy day, so the players will be feeling it a bit. I imagine for a lot of these boys, it's one of their first real hit-outs. As the umpire is going to pay the mark there. It was a nice effort there from Sonny Smiler. Rush the kick got spoiled, but there in support was Prindable. Has that for a boot. Somehow finding Javi Naria, who can line up for what would be a well-deserved goal. He's been one of the standout players for the Indigenous Academy throughout this first quarter. Represented Western Australia at the national champs at under 16 level last year. Of course, played for the Flying Boomerangs back in 2024. Slide angle right in front of us here to push it out to a 9-point lead, and the celebration. Javi Naria with the goal and the backflip to go with it. This is absolute must watch. It's not just the skills, it's the celebrations as well. And as I mentioned, he's been fantastic throughout this first quarter. It's not just the goals and celebrations that he'll be known for. He's done a lot of good work pushing up as that sort of high half forward, creating some options and getting a few inside forward 50s for his side. 18 seconds the clock reads here at the Kennedy Community Centre. So it's going to be nearly impossible to get a goal from here, but if anyone could, it'd be someone from either of these teams. Can they paddle it forward and potentially get a shot as the seconds continue to tick down? The first quarter ends, an entertaining one at that. Indigenous Academy 3-1-19 leading the Multicultural Academy 1-4-10. Austin Kruger here live on the AFL Play YouTube. We'll have a short break before we come back for the second term. Welcome back, everyone, to the Multicultural vs Indigenous Academy 2026 AFL Diversity matchup. It's 3-1-19 to 1-4-10 at the end of the first term in favour of the Indigenous Academy. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. They were kicked by Russell Carbine Pickett, 2 set shots. And then, of course, towards the end of that quarter, Javi Naria with the set shot goal and the backflip to go with it for the Multicultural Academy. Their sole goal scorer was Sachin Tyrrell, who kicked a lovely bomb from about 45 metres off one step. You join alongside myself, Austin Kruger. You're live on the AFLPLAY YouTube page for the best under-18 talent from each state and territory. It's already been a fantastic display of football. Here in quarter number 2, it's going to be the boys in blue, the Indigenous Academy, going to the right of your dial here at Dingley, the new Kennedy Community Centre, while the Multicultural Academy will go to the left. Pretty muggy conditions, but not too much of a breeze. As the umpire will throw this one up. Second quarter underway, 4 by 20 minutes. As the Multicultural Academy looking to get the hot start. They were a little bit sluggish to get going in the first quarter, but they get the mark from Lucas Stravitsky out of South Fremantle. Now assessing the options, wondering whether or not to have a ping or just set it to the hot spot. It's exactly what he does as the ball hits ground level. Eventually does slip out. Was certainly taken high there in the tackle was Olalik, and he'll line up straight in front. So very similar scenario to what we saw in the first quarter, just for opposing teams. So Olalekan at 18 goals in his 16 games for the Gisborne Giants. Good old Gizzy. Of course, plays his footy for the Calder Cannons. Got to see him in the Herald Sun Shield last year as well, when he won the grand final in the Divi 2 for Luther College, as the set shot sails through. And that's the start they were after here in the second. As the coaching unit will be very happy. He already spoke about Ali Hawad, the head coach, who's also recently got married as well, so congratulations. And their assistant coaches will go through Daniel Murray, who's part of the Fremantle talent manager. There's also Harmit Singh, who's now an academy manager at the Eddie Betts Foundation, and an assistant coach of the Coburg Lions. And Anton Vassallo does some work at Glenelg, because that's the coaching unit for the Multicultural Academy. We'll get to the Indigenous as the game continues. Slick little one-handed pick up there from Sonny Smiler, but he was met by Slade Law. And Slade Law has shown some very impressive traits for a big fella. Amu through hand over the top now. It's Roden. They've got the momentum. They're steaming inside. It's a chiseling ball. And Lucas Stravitsky will line up straight in front. It'll be a 45 metre kick. I'm looking for 2 goals in the first few minutes. So maybe there is a favourable scoring end. Didn't feel too windy when I was down on ground level, but we know how quickly conditions can change. Stravitsky out of South Fremantle. It's certainly a high loopy one. It's not going to have the journey numbers with the Indigenous Academy, but taking the mark is Max Jones. A beautiful contested grab. A sea of blue around him. And he said, thank you very much, that'll be mine. Another player who represents South Fremantle, so it was Stravitsky kicking it to the big fella. Comes in with the set shots. He gets it. It was a little wobbly for a sec, but was able to convert. And then a blink of an eye in their second term. The Multicultural Academy take the lead to the tune of 3 points. Time for a response for the Indigenous Academy, who led for the entirety of the first term on ground level is Amu out of the Dandenong Stingrays. Under pressure, was still able to get the handball away there. Mason Tamby, I've liked him off half back. Tyrrell down the line. Tyrrell was the spark plug in the first term to get him back in the contests. They've got another mark inside forward 50, although it is deep on the outer side. Tough angle, tough distance. Apologies, I must have miscalled Tamby on the outer side because it's Tamby there with the kick in. Beautiful read of the football and a quick kick. Naria. Over the top now to Percy Burgoyne. He's going to go through hand, plays streaming past in Gary Lawford. He's met by some good pressure straight away. Big contest to be won. Well done there. It was Eli Kravich. I believe he's a Collingwood NGA prospect. He's had plenty of football and will be rewarded with the free kick. Got to call him last year in the Herald Sun Shield Grand Final and was arguably the best on ground in what was a losing performance for Scotch College in that epic game against Rowville. But he certainly was a fumble in defensive 50. Now they got to mop up the mess. It was Law involved yet again. Doing a bit of everything. He's going to cook his teammate here. Luckily, just a stoppage. Dylan Mallard. There's some good technique on the tackle. It's always tough when you're coming in from that position to not push him in the back. So well done there to the young man at the NT Academy. Represented at under 16 level at the Natty Champs last year. On ground level, slightly forward to centre wing in favour of the Indigenous Academy. Umpires looking like he wants to swing those arms out. That's exactly what he does. Kobe Lamb out of East Perth. Goes for the chiseler. Can't get over the top of Pilot though. Good hops. Was initially not listed to play today. And luckily he is out there because he's been excellent. Oh, how's that? Naria should be rewarded there. Eventually they will get the free kick, but unlucky for it not to go to Jarvi Naria, who smashed what was a much bigger opponent. As it just goes over the top of the contest. Beautiful handball back in boards to Gary Lawford in the neon boots this afternoon, and misses everything. Seven minutes played here in the second. Taking this one out of defence will be Clay Green, showing a bit of run and dash under the Gold Coast Suns Academy. Queensland with two players represented from both sides this afternoon. Some quick transition out of defence. He's been heavily pressured there from Miller Young, so he's going to have to retreat a little bit of ground. As Tesliem with that kick out of the Rebels. A little bit of flight on it. Corey Amu. He'll sit under anti-football and always clunk it and then deliver an excellent kick inside to Eli Kravich. I have to say his name quite a bit throughout this contest. He was seriously impressive for Vic Metro at under 16 national champs last year. 3 goals in his 3 games. Made his debut for the Oakleigh Chargers as well at under 18 level. Set shot coming in. It looked like it was going to swing back for a sec, but a minor score. 3-5-23 now, the Multicultural Academy. Dangerous kick coming out of defence. And Tavita Roden was able to take the interception. He had a quick look to see if he wanted to pass it off and quickly turned around. Said to the boys, I'll back myself in here. Made his debut as a 16-year-old for the Calder Cannons at under 18 level. Had 3 goals in his few games for the Cannons. Looks to be quite the player. Sets it up towards the top of the square. And yet again, their contested marking has been the difference. It's Olalekan who got him going at the start of the quarter and just very cool and composed to snap that one around the body and put through another major here. Multicultural Academy now with 3 majors here in the second and have kept the Indigenous boys scoreless. Olalekan with his second. They were down by 9 points coming into this quarter. They now lead by 10. About to hit the halfway point of the second term. We saw a bit of a momentum shift halfway through the first quarter between both sides. Can the Indigenous Academy follow suit as a gang tackle? Not rewarded. Nonetheless, they get some territory and a stoppage inside forward 50. There's tackle laid there from Kelly. Tyler Kelly, that is. Rinse and repeat. Trail back up. Pretty even contest in the ruck. Tyrrell has done well to get the hack kick out of the pack. It's going to be a holding free kick. Which way is it going? The way the Multicultural Academy running in numbers. Trying to get another major here. Here is Maxie Jones, who took that beautiful pack grab only a few minutes ago and nearly sets it up to perfection. But an even better defensive effort there from lead hand Paper Talk. Excellent football is Paper Talk out of Western Australia. Kicked 2 goals for the Mullewa Colts in their grand final. Unfortunately, they did go down in that contest, but he was one of the clear standout players and has had some good moments already throughout this afternoon's action. So out of the contest, tracking this one will be Miller Young under a lot of pressure as the Multicultural Academy eventually just spilled that one over for a rush behind. Not wasting any time is Miller Young. Able to find a target this time. Archie Devine out of the Tassie Devils. Likes what he sees down the line. Can anyone get a hand on it before it goes out of bounds? And there's that pressure up. Some great tackle. Well, I stand corrected. It was high. Umpire in a much better position than I. Thomas Bierman. Under 16 Tassie Devils rep at the national champs last year. Now here we go. Looks like a lasso. Tesliam out of the GWV Rebels. Of course, the Greater Western Victorian Rebels, who have had a couple of good years within the Talent League. Of course, made the grand final a couple of years back and nearly had another run last year. Just always an excellent team. It's a dangerous kick to the corridor, but it was Slade Law with a beautiful ball finding Kobe Lamb. Can do no wrong at the moment. Probably need a bit more bang for their buck on the scoreboard, though. 7 minutes and change left in the second term. Well done in defence. Was able to get the ground ball and find the option. I believe he thought that it wasn't going to be the required journey, so I had to just rush the kick there. Did Musti Dorwish. Very excited to watch him play throughout 2025 for the Calder Cannons. Actually, I was able to see him on debut back in round 17 against the Eastern Rangers. Kicked 3 goals that afternoon on debut as the Indigenous Academy through Archie Devine, who's had a bit of the footy these last couple of minutes, potentially a little bit of a hold. John Clements, that is involved in this passage of play. Will be thrown in just in front of the interchange. All the coaches are yelling out corridor. It's going to be Law going up against Boyden George. Numbers with the Multicultural Academy. Slick work through hand. Finding Coda Hawley. Just a little bit too much on the kick in defence. There was Xavier Little. Just didn't have enough on the handball, leaving an opportunity for a bouncing goal. It goes through. An excellent finish on the run. As he goes for a run as well. It was Kobe Lamb. Good bit of forward half pressure. And finished off the job nicely. Beautiful strike on the run. Very happy with his efforts as well. As he should be. Just watching the replay now, it was a 2-on-1 situation. Was able to win the ball against two opponents, give a bit of a shrug, bit of a fend off, and continue on his merry way into the goals. Just under 5 minutes left till half time. Indigenous Academy yet to score so far here in this second quarter. Can they get something going in red time? Here's Buller. Yeah. Running in support has been something to behold, and they've been very crisp through hand. As I say that, he turns it over through hand, but it's a repeat effort from Buller. And as soon as that left the boot, you could tell that Xavier Little wasn't overly impressed. Just hit the wrong side. Free kick out of bounds on the full. Back to Liam, who's been quite good off half back. Now with Gabe Giltro out of Claremont. Into the corridor they go. There's Armu moving that one on. And just moving it with ease at the moment. Oh no, fantastic spoil. I believe it was Miller Young that got the fist in there. Tyler Kelly under pressure. Beautiful handball there from Archie Devine. It was good vision as well. He found Faulkner. Now Owen Campbell-Shields, 12, 13 and 14. Guernsey numbers all linking up. Can Miller Young get a bit of magic going from the pockets? No, he can't. Just the minor score. Although that being their first score of this second term. 3-2-20 plays 4-7-31. Austin Kruger here on the AFLPLAY YouTube channel, and yet again they're able to find open players on the outer side, just using that ball quite quickly. It was Charlie Fisher with the kick down the line. Charlie Fisher, the only Gippsland Power representative out there. I believe they've got about 5 players in the National Academy, though. Big ball to be won. And it's going to be Tess Liam yet again. He's had some wonderful defensive moments, as I touched on only moments ago. He's going to take on the one-on-one, just getting the handball in the nick of time. In support was Buller. Handball over the top. Little paddle forward from Ola Leakin, who's got 2 goals to his name in this quarter. Didn't have the football. Can't really blame Artie Surratt there, putting the pressure on. Thought that the opponent did have it in the hands, but Jacoby Moore, true centre wing broadcast side here at the Kennedy Community Centre. Inboard kick. Luckily, Cohen Hardy's got the long libs out of the Sydney Swans Academy. They're just electing to go for those hacks inside forward 50. And with some of the big defenders that the Multicultural Academy have, it hasn't quite worked for them here in this second term. The Indigenous Academy trailing by 11 points. Can Pilot provide a bit of magic? Just yanks it out of the ruck. It's an extremely high ball. Numbers in defence with the Multicultural lads. Nice chase down tackle. Unlucky not to be rewarded. It was Pilot doing the dirty work. Somehow in traffic was able to find the target. And they could be on here if he was able to hold on to the one hand. not quite to be. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Sonny Smiler goes back inside, forward 50, just slipping out of the hands, blocking free kick. So going the way of Corey Armu. Not wasting any time. Beautiful kick. They've just been extremely efficient. And play on, says the umpire. I believe that was something to do with the new stand rule. Not quite sure, to be quite honest. Stravitsky linking up now with Roden, who was just toying with his opponent in the end. Somehow won the football back under immediate pressure. And yet again, Surratt, how he got that handball out, I'm not quite sure. Gabriel Tro has had a bit of the footy. As the Multicultural Academy with under 30 seconds remaining in this half, trying to get another major, but just bouncing out of bounds. The kick inside there from Clay Green. So 10 seconds left. A 17-point lead in favour of the Multicultural Academy. It's been a dominant second quarter display of football as they'll go into the big break with a 17-point lead after being down 9 points coming into this quarter. Austin Kruger live on the AFLPLAY YouTube page. Don't go anywhere. This game has been exciting, and I imagine we'll go right down to the wire, but we are going to have a short break. We'll see you shortly. Welcome back, everyone. Halftime is done and dusted here at the Kennedy Community Centre. We're live on the AFLPLAY YouTube channel for the Indigenous and Multicultural Academy boys matchup. What a turnaround it was in that second term. Coming into it, the Multicultural lads were down by 9 points. They're now up by 17, thanks to 2 goals to Ola Leakin, singles to Max Jones, Kobe Lamb and Sashin Tyrrell. The Indigenous Academy, Javi Naria with a single and Russell Carbine Pickett with 2 majors. Austin Kruger's my name. Pleasure to be joined alongside you this afternoon. Imagine there'll be some strong words from the coaches of the Indigenous Academy. It's a star-studded coaching lineup. Their head coach, Roger Hayden, who of course is a Freo Life member, also was an Indigenous All-Star back in 2007. And how's this for the assistant coaches? Neville Jetta, Michael Walters and Chad Wingard. 3 absolute stars. So many wonderful achievements that all 3 of those players were able to do throughout their career. And of course Chad Wingard now working at the AFL as a national NGA talent manager. So they've got they're in safe hands, are the Indigenous Academy. And I'm sure they've been learning lots from them during this camp. They got together yesterday. I believe there'll be a bit of a team dinner tonight. Recovery session tomorrow as well. I got to hang out with the Girls Academy for just a little bit last week. It's a very fun camp, a wonderful program run by Narelle Long and of course supported by Isla Pera and Ben Davis, who do some excellent work in this space. So the scoring end here at Dingley has been to the left. And that is the way that the Indigenous Academy will be going. Looks like Levi McClelland at the Bendigo Pioneers. He's made a move into the ruck. Umpire holds the ball aloft, and the second half is underway. Amu won the tap. George got the crumbs, though. Slick was Sonny Smiler. A bit of 1-2 action. A little bit too hot through hands. Ball to be won just inside the centre square in favour of the Indigenous Academy's territory. Somehow just got that ball and a little checky inside. Believe he was tripped by his own teammates. So we'll just throw this one back up. As Sonny Smiler certainly won't be smiling after that one. Looked like it just barreled right into his chin, but they get the hack ball inside forward 50. Bit of a hold. Umpire says play on. Indigenous Academy need the first goal in the second half to get a bit of momentum back on their side. Well done there from Clay Green. Excellent work on ground level. Good pressure from Naria yet again. He's just doing absolutely everything this afternoon, but the Multicultural Academy do win the ball out. Tried to stop and prop and shrug the tackle. Did so nicely. I believe it was Gorelitz. Down the line he goes with the kick, flailing the arms out, asking for the free kick. Gets tripped in the process. There's Coda Hawley. Moving that ball off quickly. Oh, a big collision, 2 teammates, bit of friendly fire. While that's happening, Dorwish with a check side in towards the goal square. It's going to stay in play here. They've done well to stay composed, and yet again, it's that man, Archie Devine, who has provided plenty of spark. And run and dash off half back. Archie Devine out of the Tassie Devils, off to Thomas Bierman, who's another Tassie boy. Very dangerous balls. Well done, though, there from Mason Tamby. The umpire looks like he's bringing this. It's because we've still got a player down after that massive collision a minute or so ago in the forward line. Just getting back on his feet now is Cohen Hardy. Hopefully he's okay. Might have just been sort of holding that shoulder area. Could be just a bit winded, but good signs that he's walking off the ground. There, Cohen Hardy, part of the Sydney Swans Academy. He was in the best twice from his 3 games at under 16 level in the national champs last year. So he's a serious talent. A very mobile player, I'm told. Speaking of one of the Sydney representatives and scouts that's here today, and he said he moves like a cat. So hopefully he'll be back onto the ground at some point soon for the Indigenous Academy. But while that's happening, it's a deep ball. Goes for the spoil. Probably could have elected to go for the mark, but Xavier Little, good pick up on ground level. The kick, though, right into the opposition's back and has had his head ripped off. He's going to play on immediately, likes what he sees in the corridor, and it's going to work out for them too. Kravich to Crummett and misses to the left. The golden opportunity. Kravich normally doesn't miss those. As the Indigenous Academy have been a little bit rushed. Panicky coming out of defence at stages. Look to be a little bit more composed here in this second half. They're going to try to switch it over, change the angles here at Dingley. As Boyd and George, who previously played for Subiaco, but is now part of the Oakley Chargers, Caulfield Grammar, play as well for school footy. Out of side now, pretty much neutral territory. The big fella, Slade Law, through hand, did well to find Tamby streaming past. He's been excellent off half-back. Buller with the kick inside, and Buller with the bullet. And they weave a little bit of magic, gets past a few sets of opponents, does Tavita Roden. Sets it up in towards the pocket. I believe it was Ola Leakin, the marking target. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in. Five minutes played here in the third. It's cooled down just a touch here, temperature-wise. 18 points. Three goals. Multicultural Academy lead by. Looking to get bragging rights yet again. Archie Devine trying to do the dirty work. He's going to lay the tackle. Does the opponent have the football? First player he grappled onto didn't, but he quickly changed his tune. There's Ahmed Abdallah there at the bottom of the pack. We'll throw it back up. It's been a very exciting start to this third quarter. We haven't quite had the major as of yet. And there we go. That's another lasso. Umpires will be cracking those whips all year with the new rules. Have a lot of fun with the lasso rule in the AFLW on KC Radio. He's taken a nice grab down the line. His pilot, as I mentioned, was initially not playing, but as the late call back in, nearly going back with the flight was Tyler Kelly. That would have been Nick Rewald-esque with the courage. Just couldn't quite at the last second, but does he get enough to soccer it through? And Tyler Kelly with a couple of near highlight moments. Was touched on the line, I believe, there by Clay Green. It certainly was Clay Green. He's had some very slick moments in the back line. Here he is yet again, just bounced off the shin. Naria's going to try and track it down, but the boundary line beats them all. I feel like something's bubbling here. Something's got to budge soon. Can the Indigenous Academy get a goal from this forward 50 stoppage, or will it be Multicultural to get the transition ball going? Through hand was Luell. Then to Lamb. Smashed that one onto the boot in towards the corridor. Bottom of this one's Jacoby Moore. A few of the boys just politely asking the umpire if that was holding the ball, and to which the umpire says no, it wasn't. Amu winning the tap. Big fella Slade Law trying to get it on ground level yet again, but not quite quick enough for Jacoby Moore. Couldn't quite gather the football. As Tyrrell has somehow got that kick away. Archie Devine has been delightful off half back. Can he shrug the tackle? Yes, he can. Boyd and George starting to heat up in this contest. The target down the line there was the Beerman, Thomas Beerman from Tasmania. A little bit of a hammer fist back in towards goal. And Tom Clements, a WA lad, on the last line of defence with Naria tracking, has done well to halve that contest and at least just have it as a boundary throw in what looked to be a promising moment there. Of course, the Indigenous Academy and the Blue Guernseys. If you've just joined us, Austin Kruger here on the AFLPLAY YouTube channel. Roden with a bit of 1-2 action to Max Jones, who's starting to pop up all over the Kennedy Community Centre. Indigenous Academy winning some territory at the moment. They're getting some repeat entries. Can they capitalise? Faulkner finding Jacoby Moore. Inside they go. They get the mark. And lining up is going to be Miller Young. Eyes are darting around. I'd love to see him try maybe sell a bit of candy on the mark here and get past the opponent. Well, he is going to play on. It's a great kick into the pocket, a good lead. Just caught the defence sleeping there, and Pilot will line up from a tough angle. An important shot. As we're about to hit the halfway point of the third term. Pilot is going to go for the bend around the corner, and boy does he bend it. A beautiful finish. He's waiting for the signal, but it's all clear. He's flushed that. And Pilot is able to get the Indigenous Academy's first goal since the latter stage of the first quarter. He now joins Javi Naria as single goal scorers. And of course, Russell Carbine Pickett had those 2 set shots for the Indigenous Academy in the first 5 minutes. Our goal scorers on the other side of the scoreboard. It's Olu Olalekan with 2, Max Jones, Tyrrell and Kobe Lamb with 1 apiece. Handball over the top to Archie Faulkner. Got a bit of steam now, although just too much on it for paper talk. Roden just very calm through the congestion. Here's Tyrrell. Just mentioned his name. He's one of those goal scorers in the first quarter. Beautiful kick to find Arnie Surratt. He's had some moments throughout the game. Can he top it off with a major? Ball's just going to stay in, and he just slams it away. But it goes directly to the Multicultural Academy. Just bounced off the chest. It's still a hot footy inside forward 50. It's Surratt yet again. He finally gets his moment. Well done, Artie. Good forward 50 pressure. Artie Surratt is just gut running all over this oval. He's, as I said, had some near moments. He's nearly kicked a few. He gets the instant response as well for the Multicultural Academy. Out of the Western Jets, here's Artie. Of course, the Western Jets going with the retro vintage Guernseys this year within the Talent League. Very excited to see them in action. Back in the middle. Tyrrell weaving through. Now to Roden. Those two have linked up a couple of times. They did so 30 seconds ago that resulted in an entry that got them a goal. And that's going to be out of bounds on the full, though. Xavier Little is going to have to hop over the fence. Local style and gather his own football. Pops it over the top to Jacoby Moore. In the best 12 times from his 17 games for Burnie in the Tasmanian League, under 16 and Colts level. Also won the grand final in the under 16 competition down there in Tasmania. And some good moments. Jacoby Moore as that one trickles out for another lasso. Umpires Gonna have to watch out for the rotator cuffs. Whipping those arms around. Tamby. Another one who's consistently in the best. He plays for Norwood, 9 from 17 in 2025. He was named there, as it looks as though Tamby might just be cramping up a bit. I mentioned before, it's probably the first hit out for a lot of these players in 2026. He's seriously cramping. He's got to get rid of the footy eventually. Luckily, he's directly next to the interchange bench, and he's also found a target with the kick. Tamby can do no wrong. Roden plays on off the mark. Beautiful kick. What a play here for the Multicultural Academy. It's going to be Dorwish to extend this lead out with only 6 minutes left in the third quarter. After a big cramp from Tamby, he still found Roden. And to finish off the job, Dorwish comes in and does exactly that. And they've kicked 2 quick ones now, the Multicultural lads, after the Indigenous Academy got the first goal of the third quarter. And Moosty Dorwish with a nice finish. One of 5 Calder Cannons representatives out there this afternoon, which is second to the Northern Territory Academy. I believe have 6 players representing. So it goes to show and credit the program. The Cannons are building plenty of talent across this Multicultural Academy. Not enough on the handball there from Paper Talk. I really like the game here from Clay Green. Bouncing ball in towards Jacoby Moore, who's forced to go for a high up and under towards Hardy. His teammate almost got on the road there. And a little bit of space out the back for Percy Burgoyne. Can he weave a bit of magic, get something going? He takes a couple of bounces. He's got some wheels, does Burgoyne. 45 outs. There we go. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. That is arguably goal of the day. Just something out of nothing. Very quick transition. Percy Burgoyne just took off. Within seconds, 2 bounces and slotted. An absolute beauty. No surprises. He's quite the talent. He's won the grand final with his side over in the Sandful. Also kicked 4 goals in their prelim. And that could be a spark moment to get him back and get this buffer at a more manageable rate, although Multicultural Academy win the ball out of the centre. It's Coda Hawley. Goes for the ball to the top of the square. Handball was slightly deflected. Good pressure on the kicker. And Corey Amu, the big fella, showing some tricks with a nice little spin out of the pack. And yet again finding the target. And yet again, it's Olalikin. Kicked 2 goals in that second quarter. Did Olalikin. As mentioned, plays his local footy for the Gizzy Giants, Gisborne, of course. Kicked 18 goals in his 16 games last year at local level. Comes in for his 3rd of the afternoon. And their set shots have been on song. And yet again, they're able to halt the Indigenous Academy's momentum with the instant response. As they push that lead back out to 17 points. Back in 2025, It was the Multicultural lads that won a thrilling contest, 57-47. What was a bit of a seesawing affair, and in that last quarter, both teams had a bit of a run, so we're expecting the same here. Do not go anywhere on the AFLPLAY YouTube page. This game is seriously heading up. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. I know I'm certainly enjoying this fantastic game of football. Best under 18 talent all across the country. Dorwish setting up yet again. And kicking inside forward 50 has been excellent. Charlie Fisher, the good grab. And as is the modern game. We'll go to the side and go for the snap. Charlie Fisher out of the Gippy power. Never looked like missing. And he had to wait half a sec there for the goal umpire, but as soon as it left the boot, looked good from up here. Charlie Fisher joins in on the party. Made his debut at under 18 level in the Talent League last year for the Gippsland Power. Was also an under 16 Vic Country rep. Had a lovely game against South Australia in which he kicked 2 goals. So he's one to watch, as is every player in both of these squads. Lawford. 30 seconds on the clock until three-quarter time. Just couldn't quite hold on to the mark. Good pressure with the tackle. Will they be rewarded? Not quite. Pilot. And he tried to meg his opponent. He does so, but it slightly just feathered the chin, stopping Pilot from creating another highlight moment. It's going to be a push in the back free kick. I believe it's going to the Indigenous Academy. Certainly is. Needs to be aware of the time on the clock. And as we saw last night in the AFL pre-season match between the Western Bulldogs and Hawthorn, you've got to be careful in these situations not to come off your line, as the Wizard Watson had a goal that was recalled back. It's going to be Gary Lawford, who actually kicked this ball inside forward 50 here for the Indigenous Academy. Comes in, and in the end, doesn't register a score, but we're in store for an exciting last quarter coming up on the AFLPLAY YouTube channel. Indigenous Academy trailing by 29 points. We'll see you shortly. Welcome back, everyone. It is the three-quarter time in the Indigenous Academy with a bit of work to be done coming into this last quarter. 5-3-33, they trailed the Multicultural Academy 9-8-62. Our goal scorers for the Indigenous Academy, 2 to Russell Carbine Pickett, singles to Percy Burgoyne, who had that wonderful goal on the run. Zemis Pilot and Javi Naria rounding out our goal scorers. While for the Multicultural Academy, 3 to Ola Leakin, singles to Kobe Lamb, Charlie Fisher, Musti Dorwish, Artie Surratt and Sashin Tyrrell. Austin Kruger's my name, live on the AFLPLAY YouTube channel. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. What's been a fantastic display of the best Indigenous and multicultural talent from each state and territory. Last year, it was a 10-point victory to the Multicultural Academy. They also won the girls' game last week. Can the Indigenous boys come back and get the win here at the Kennedy Community Centre in Dingley? Conditions have slightly cooled off. Not too much of a breeze, so a near perfect day for football. Almost going too quick for his own good there was Xavier Little. Tabita rode him with a handball over the top of his head, and there we go, another lasso. Every single lasso who's been on the broadcast side of the ground. It's Levi McClellan. Tried to pull the kick into the corridor, couldn't quite. Faked out his opponent there, did Gabe Giltro. Good composure to find Coda Hawley, who's had a very good second half. And now Green, it's going to be a downfield free kick, was dealt with after he kicked it. So looks to be Ola Leakin, who can very calmly pop through his fourth major after the downfield. And yet again, they've got one within the first 60 seconds of the quarter. Ola Leakin, as I said, goal number 4. Played the 4 games for the Calder Cannons in 2025. I imagine he'll be suiting up more than that in 2026. Of course, the Talent League season starting about a month or so time. The fixture was released throughout the week. Very exciting time. Footy is well and truly back. And what a way to start it off with the girls and boys AFL Diversity Games. It's always an absolute highlight on the football calendar. A little soccer. And there towards Sonny Smiler, just lost his footing. Naria showed some good pace, just couldn't quite get past his opponent, but some good repeat efforts there from the young man. Can they get the instant response? Well done in defence, laying the tackle. And looked to be Burgoyne. Umpire waiting to see if this one will slip out, in which it does. And goes for the Hail Mary dribbler. It sneaks through for a point. Here is Clay Green, who was part of that passage of play that got the Multicultural lads' first goal of this quarter when he was dealt with after he kicked it. He'd be right up there in the best for me. Although I'm a little bit dot. And of course, as I say that, he kicks it out of bounds, as it so often is. The commentator's curse, as they call it. But it's still been an excellent performance from him. That's a Chisler. Beautiful ball there from Paper Talk. Letting his footy do the talking on that occasion. And Sonny Smiler. I got to see him in action at the National Futures game at the MCG on Grand Final Day last year. He also had 5 goals in the Northern Territory Football League Futures game. Not too long back. And unselfishly passes that one off to Tom Wichman, the sole representative out of the Greater Western Sydney Giants Academy. One of 2 players out there from New South Wales ACT. To say they need this goal is an understatement. Tommy Wichman lines up. Tough angle here at Dingley. 4 minutes into this last quarter. On the favourable left boot. Goes off to the left. It's not going to have the journey in the end. Umpire, I believe, is called for a boundary throw-in. So still in a dangerous spot. Try and let the Crummers get to work. It's going to be Slaidlaw up against Pilot in the ruck. Both players had an excellent game. He's Green on the last line of defence, forced to go for the check side little dribbler. Just putting his head over the footy, getting straight back up. James Gorelitz. The head of steel. Back in towards the corridor. Amu. He's too strong in the contest, although he couldn't quite find the teammate initially through hand. As the umpire will cross the arms to signal a stoppage just outside the centre circle here at the Kennedy Community Centre. The new facilities here for the Hawthorn Football Club. Amu just had all the time in the world to get that one away, but well done from Gary Lawford. Good pressure, getting the spoil. Slade Law with the spoil over the top. Well done in defence. Has the pick up, though, from Naria. Turns around on the left. Can he get a very favourable bounce? No, he can't. Another minor score. We've got to play it down. It is Naria as well. While that's happening, Gabe Giltro pops it over the top through hand to Green. I don't have any stats, but he'd be right up there in the leading ball getters. And we've garnered about 50 metres of territory just through hand here. And that man who started, Giltro, Kravich, waiting, Roden awaiting, and the ball inside. How is that transition play from the Multicultural Academy? Mainly done through hand. Excellent display of football. And James Gorelitz, another one, who was a member at the start of this passage of play when he copped a bit of contact to the noggin. Might be feeling the effects too. Just misses to the left. Minor score. 10-9-69. 5-5-35. The quick kick-outs and a huge grab of Thomas Bierman. A lovely leap. There was just a slight stoppage waiting for the player to get off the interchange. Archie Devine turning that one over. Roden has been absolutely everywhere today. Initial fumble, then the pirouette out of the pack from Fisher. Well done there from Xavier Little. Just crashing the pack. 13 minutes left in this contest. There's going to be some tired and sore bodies out there. It's been a ferocious contest. And here we go. Can they get one here up through Ola Leakin for his fifth? Not quite. Just misses out on the bag for now. There's still 12 minutes and 30 seconds remaining though in the contest. But a run and dash. The Archie Devine Classic. And that is one of the best kicks you'll see all day somehow. Finding Naria. And speaking of the skill execution, of course, yet again, as I say that, bit of a grubber. Back in towards the corridor. Corey Amu, who says, no chance, mate. Now with Tyrrell, gets wrapped up, was able to get it away. Slade Law took on one, he took on two. And somehow they get the free kick. A little bit unlucky. And the ball does not lie, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler Kelly there with the interception. Now with Mallard. And it's going to come back to the young man. One of 6 players representing the Northern Territory Academy is Dylan Mallard. Beautiful ball And Owen Campbell-Shields, another member of the NT Academy. Here's another one who was an absolute star in the Northern Territory Football League Futures game recently. Had 4 goals for Team Spears. With the best part of 50 metres this kick. Owen Campbell-Shields. Nice approach to goal and an even better kick. It sails through. And a slight glimmer of hope to get themselves back in this contest. Halfway through this term, certainly within their reach. We know both teams can pile on goals quickly with all of the talent at their disposal. As they're just trying to get the rotations right at the moment. It's always a tough job in football. Thrown up here at the middle of the Kennedy Community Centre. Amu getting the clearance and 2 bites of the cherry. So often they've been able to respond instantly. Can they do it again through Ahmed Abdallah? Slight angle. A nice pack grab, which have done so throughout the afternoon. He comes in with the set shot. Goal umpire did not budge. And as I mentioned, every time they have just been able to respond whenever the Indigenous Academy have gotten a goal. Often from the great work in the middle from Corey Amu. There's Api Abdallah. Had a fantastic 2025 season. Won the grand final with Strathmore in Division 1. He had 35 goals in 16 games at local level. Had 3 goals in his 2 games for the Calder Cannons Futures. As the Calder Cannons, I mentioned them a few times, but could be my Smoky for the Talent League this year. I do cover a lot of it. He's back in the middle. The Indigenous Academy with the ball inside forward 50, but beautifully read from Max Jones. He's done it in the forward line. They've dropped him down into defence. And Tyrrell finding Green. He's going to give it back to where it came from. Don't have to take too many risks at this point. Lamb. Out of bounds on the full. Been a few of those in this area throughout the day. Bit of a magnetic pull here at Dingley towards the broadcast side. Archie Faulkner. Driving kick to Pilot. Eyes are darting around. Potentially had the handball option in Jacoby Moore. Multicultural lads can set up in defence. It's going to have to be a perfect kick. Well done from Broden, getting a slight touch on it. Handball, and here he is, the big fella, Bullard, just bursting through the pack. Now with Giltrose, set up a lot of play from that wing half-back area as the ball hits ground level inside forward 50 here for the Multicultural Academy. Is that one surely going to be holding the ball? It is. Just under 7 minutes left here in this game. Tom Wichman, should I say. It's just some of their skill execution has let them down at stages. Just a couple of bouncing balls to teammates. Well done from Tyrrell. Repeat efforts finding Olalekan. He's got 4 to his name. Amu. All the stars are linking up now for the Multicultural Academy. Now with Dravitsky. Doesn't have a lot to kick to inside forward 50, but 2 of the Indigenous Academy lads get in the road of each other and hitting the wrong side of the boot there for Adi Sarat. Nonetheless, an exciting play. Archie Devine. Probably going to be in the best. And again, it's just those little bump balls that I've been talking about. Just leaving them in vulnerable positions. Well done, though, from Devine. Didn't give up, got to the next contest, and just got a little shin to stop that ball going forward, because they did look out. Indigenous Academy will repel. Can McClelland get on the end of it? Well done there from Max Jones, yet again getting the spoil in. He's had a couple of big moments here in this last quarter. After making the move into the back line, went for the instant bounce, did Mallard, left the footy behind him. It's just ping-ponging all over the joint. And here we go, Buller gets his hands back on it. Can he get past his opponent? He's going to have to release it through hands. Tackle from Little was fantastic. Buller, he's had about 5 disposals in the last minute or so. Deep inside the pocket. Little handball over the top. Another great tackle. Stripped the opponent. Didn't look like a legal disposal. Patrick to mop up the mess here for the Indigenous Academy, and they're out now. Jarvi Naria, he pulled off a backflip earlier in the contest. He takes a bounce, gets to the 50-metre line, takes a second. He's going to hand pass it, though, back to his teammate in Sonny Smiler, who unselfishly pops it inside forward 50 to Boyd and George. And yet again, another exciting transition play. Would love to see Naria just finish the job there, selfishly, for myself. But he's done the team thing, and that's what the scouts and all the coaches watching on will be ticking in their notebooks in attendance this afternoon and watching the broadcast. There's Boyd and George. Slight angle here for the Indigenous Academy. Comes in for the set shot and hits the woodwork. 6-6-42, plays 11-9-75. 4 minutes left. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast this afternoon. It's been an absolute pleasure to call this game and be a part of these programs. Here we go. Here's that quick handball transition that we've seen a few times, although the kick, a bit of a grubber. Here's that man, Jarvi Naria. He's going to claim the mark there. He must have just got it before it hit the deck. Very Kohler-esque on Boxing Day for any cricket fans out there. It was certainly a close one. Levi McClelland is going to have the set shot, but it looks as though Law here for the Multicultural Academy is going to have to hobble off the ground. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. He's played an excellent game. Should be very proud of his efforts, and we're hoping all the best for the young man. So able to put a bit of pressure on, as we can see the trainers there. Taking him off the ground. While all of that is happening, it still will be a set shot here for the Indigenous Academy. Levi McClelland is able to get the snag. He's first of the afternoon. The young man out of the Bendigo Pioneers. Also plays his APS footy with the prestigious Geelong Grammar, or Geelong College, should I say. I believe I called him in the V-Line Cup at some stage, Levi McClelland, for the Bendigo Pioneers. Of course, the V-Line Cup being the best under-16 country talent competition. So it'll be exciting to see him at under-18 level going forward. 90 seconds left. Interesting looking handball. It was almost a bit of a volleyball spike, a bit of a dribbler. He's been able to weave through absolutely everything, Roden, all day. Couldn't get anything on the kick. Shrugs past one, shrugs past two, misses, does to the right, does Abdallah. Miller Young, deep in defence. Archie Devine under pressure immediately. Through hands was Kravich. Through foot was Fisher. And they're going to line up and get another major before it's all said and done, you would think. It's going to be Dorwish. He's already got 1 goal to his name. As I mentioned, had 3 goals on debut for the Cannons against the eventual premiers, Eastern Rangers, in round 17 last year. Will line up to try slot his second, and a bit of icing on top of the cake for the Multicultural Academy. We're going to take out the win this afternoon, but more importantly, it's been an excellent display of football from both sides. As the siren will sound, the players will get around each other. The final score 7-6-48 to 12-10-82. The goal scorers for the Indigenous Academy, 2 to Russell, Carbine, Pickett, singles to Naria, Pilot, McClelland, Burgoyne and Campbell Shields. For the Multicultural Academy, 4 goals to Olalekan, singles to Jones, Abdullah, Lamb, Charlie Fisher, Mushti Dorwish with 2, should I say. Artie Surratt and Tyrrell all with singles. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast here on the AFLPLAY YouTube channel. I'm joined alongside myself, Austin Kruger. A big thanks once again to Narelle Long, Isla Pera, Ben Davis and Chad Wingard for all of their work in this space in setting up both the boys and girls camps over the past couple of weeks. It's been a huge effort from all involved and all of the support staff. So we thank everyone for their efforts, and we hope you've enjoyed what was an excellent game of football.